So this week we are going to be doing multimedia and we're also going to have our midterm. So you're going to want to start, of course, with these web-based readings. And I believe they're all from W3 schools. So they're all pretty short. And this is exactly what we are going to be learning this week. And then you're going to go through the multimedia lecture demo. And there's quite a few interactive things on this page that you can kind of play and look at. Um, I do go into a little background on sound files, how they're created, because that actually affects size and it affects quality. And those are things that are nice to know. So we talk a little bit about that. Here is a link to a sound editing software that is free. It is actually the software that I use, and it is really, really easy to use. It's pretty intuitive. So if you need or want a sound editor, that is a good one to download. We get into sound file formats. And so these are the different formats. There's really only three that are web standards: MP3, of course, WAV, and OGG. Uh, and so OGG is one that a lot of people don't know about. So we do talk about OGG a little bit later in here. Um, as far as where you get sound files, well, you can create your own, or you can use files created by somebody else. If you do that, you want to make sure it's part of Creative Commons or that it has a Creative Commons license. And that means it's royalty free and you don't have to pay for it. So I did include some links to that for you guys so that you can download. But anytime you download anything like this, you need to be super careful of viruses. I'm fairly paranoid about that. So if I download from any of those sites, first thing I do is I right click on the file and I scan it for a virus before I ever would open and play it. And so now that we talked about sound files, we cover how to add them into your web page. So you can link, which is the same as linking anything else. And you can also embed. So the way we embed sound is we use the audio tag, and this is a new tag in HTML5. So we talk about how to use the audio tag. And then I've got a little example here for you to play with, and it actually is music that you can play. Happens to be Three Little Birds. So that's my code that I used to create that. And I did tell you you'd learn more about OGG. So OGG is, besides being an odd name, it's an open source uh, format for video and audio. It is you're supposed to be able to play it back on all multimedia players. And it hasn't taken off quite as much as they thought. Um, but you may see OGG files, and that is why I included it here. So you may or may not see them. The OGG container can handle video and audio, but strangely enough, for OGG video, I often see it with OGG-V extensions instead of OGG. So OGG and OGG-V can both be video. So how do you convert your files into all these different formats? Well, Audacity works for sound, okay? But if you have video, what do? You can actually use Cloud Convert, and Cloud Convert works great. You do have to use your the Google Drive for this, but it's fantastic. So basically, you select the file, from your system, and you can convert it from one format to the other. And you see there's audio here, but then there's video as well. So you can see all the video formats it supports, and you can convert it from one format to the other. And it will save the file right in your Google Drive. So it's actually pretty slick. As far as playing back your media, if you do not have a media player, the VLC player is free and it works great. So here it is. You can download it free. It'll play video and audio. As far as video goes, if you do a lot of video, you're probably going to want to do some editing. And I did include a link here to the best video editing software. And I have used Wondershare Filmora forever. It's actually down here on my taskbar. I bought it, oh gosh, probably 12 years ago. I paid for it once, and it's a lifetime license. So, I mean, talk about good deals. And I don't even think it cost $50 when I bought it. So, that was a great deal. I can install on 2 computers, and it's for life. So, and I have switched computers and still been able to, install it. So, um, it is worth taking a look at if you do a lot of editing. And we talk a little bit about frame rate and codec. Um, in order to, so a video file is compressed and it's decompressed, and that is what kind of the codec does. It's that compression and decompression technique. And so in order to play a video back, you have to have a particular codec in order to decompress and see it. Okay, so if you ever see a kind of a weird codec message, that is what it's talking about. But as far as the video file formats go, these are the different formats that videos are created in. And there's 2 that are recognized by all the browsers, MP4 and WebM. OGG is also considered a standard, and all of the browsers recognize it except for Safari. Okay, so MP4 and WebM, all of them, including Safari. OGG, everything but Safari. And as far as linking goes, that's like linking to anything else. To embed, you'll use the HTML5 video tag. Okay, and then there's lots of different attributes that you can use with that tag. You can see I have width, height, and controls here, but you can include a lot more. So I do have an example here for you to play, and this is the HTML that I used to create it. As far as converting the video files goes, Cloud Convert, I already showed you this, can be used to convert them into the different formats. And you do have to use Google Drive for that. So I do have some videos on how to use Google Drive and how to use Cloud Convert. When you put the video in your page, you're going to want to give it some dimensions. And if you have a Windows machine, you can right click on the video. You can go into properties and then go into details. And then you can get the width and the height. And then you'll know what to put so that your video does not look like a distorted funhouse mirror. That's my pet peeve, is when people put things in and they don't use the right height and width, and it looks like you're, at a carnival looking in a fun house in the mirror. So try to use the right width and height. As far as adding multimedia from other sources like YouTube, you can use iframes. And YouTube makes it super, super easy. In fact, you can almost anything at YouTube. Let me see. I probably have my granddaughter's stuff in here. Okay, this is a fun one. All right, so if I wanted to do this video, there is share, and what else do we have? Okay, let me go into share. Okay, where it says embed, if you click on that, it's giving you all of the iframe information you need, and you can simply press Control and C to copy. Okay, and then you can just paste it right in. Super, super easy. Okay. And so here's one that I got off of YouTube. Now, I will tell you sometimes when you do this, they may restrict the playback at other sites, and so it won't work. Okay, you could have done everything right, but if they are restricting it, then when you go to view it, it's not going to work. So that's why it's super important to view your stuff live. Okay, so if you, for whatever reason, can't remember how to come in here and use the embed, I do give you a helpful little hint here of what you need to look at. And so you can kind of figure it out yourself too. You basically need to replace the watch question V with embed slash. Okay, and then you pretty much can embed it. So that would be how you'd get YouTube videos. As far as subtitles and captions and other text files, this explains how to add them and pay close attention to track. Okay, this is for your subtitles, and those subtitles are ADA compliant. And compliance is kind of a big deal. And there is a question about the track tag in your certification exam. So make sure you pay attention to that. So once you get done with the lecture demo, you are going to go into the textbook assignment. This is actually a fairly short assignment because you're basically going to be downloading a zoo page. So you're going to right click, save link as, and there's lots of graphics that you're going to download into the Lesson7 media folder. And then I've got a bunch of video and sound files that you're also going to be downloading. Okay, so I kind of did all the work here for you. And what you get to do is the fun part. You get to put in the audio tag. You get to put in the audio links. And then you get to do the same thing for video. So you're going to download all these videos and you're going to put in the video tag and all these video links. Okay, and then down here, we're going to do an iframe. And I've had to change this frequently because for some reason, gibbon monkeys like to change, but this still looks like, yeah, this guy is still here. So I think we're safe. But you're going to be taking this lovely little gibbon monkey and putting his little iframe right into your page. Okay, and so that is the assignment. Okay, make sure you check it live to make sure everything works. And then the lab assignment hopefully will be short for you guys because you're going to be doing your own multimedia page. I do have an example for you. I do have a video explaining what you need to do, and another video, again, showing you how to copy and paste from YouTube iframe into your page. But here is my multimedia. It's on Halloween. Okay, so I have links. I've got an embedded, couple embedded. I did more than was required. Okay, so you guys just have to do the minimal requirements on this. So the minimal requirements, you have to have one embedded sound file. Okay, and then you need 3 links to different sound files. Okay, so if you have a single sound file and you use Cloud Convert or Audacity and you convert it into different formats, that is perfectly okay to link to those different formats. And you can see that I did that here. I have a wolves file that I saved 3 different ways, and I have 3 different links, and that counts. Okay, and then I have the one embedded file. And I believe that's also a wolf file. And then for video, you need 3 video links. And again, if it's your own video, then it's okay. So Callie is my grand dog. That's my daughter's dog. You can see that I saved it 3 different ways and I've got 3 different links. Okay, so that is perfectly okay. And then I embedded. So as far as the assignment goes, that met the requirement. But because I like Halloween and it's fun, I decided to do another little video link, and the Groovy Ghoulies here embedding. So I did more than I needed to. All you guys need to do are the 3 links in the embedded video, the 3 audio links, and the embedded audio. Okay, that is the requirement. And anything extra that you guys want to do, awesome. Okay. Super important that you guys view it live online, and make sure that everything works properly. And as far as the layout goes, you can use traditional box or Flexbox. And I'm pretty sure I did Flexbox on this. And I even kind of made them look like boxes. So I mean, if you resize it, you can kind of tell. It's very Flexboxy. I have a maximum and a minimum size. Okay, so that is the assignment. And then that brings us to the midterm. So you have a couple weeks to do the midterm. It is open book, open note. The questions are not just true, false, and multiple choice. Okay, there's a variety of questions because I'm trying to use question types that you're going to see on your certification exam. The certification exams have a lot of drop-down questions, and they have ordering questions where you have to drag sections of code. If they have multiple choice, it's really multiple answer where you have to pick like 2 or 3 correct answers. So you're going to see questions like that because that's what you have on the certification exam. There are 50 questions. 21 questions are standard. So they are the same every time you take the test. And you can take the test up to 3 times. The other 29 are randomly coming from a test bank. Okay, so you can take this up to 3 times, and it is going to use your highest score. You will see for sure these same 21 questions every time. The other 29 are going to vary. Okay, and it's open book, open note, no time limit. Okay, and there's 50 questions, total points is 60. Some of the questions are worth more than 1 point. Okay, so if you have questions about the test, you're not going to be able to see the correct answer until the test closes. But if there is a question that confuses you, because there's no time limit, you certainly can shoot me an email and ask about it. Um, and I will get back to you when when I have time. If I'm teaching a class, it won't be till I'm done, but I will be able to get back and I should be able to answer your question, before the test closes. So, let me know if you do have any questions. Have fun with the multimedia exercises and assignments because I think they are really fun. And have a great week.